This is Fran Ambrose on KTK, Talk of the Town.
I called because the focus of your show tonight is what makes boys kill their mothers.
Are you saying you killed your mother?
I killed some other women, too.
Psycho 4, The Beginning.
Welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Sequel. This is a movie podcast where we're talking sequels, and we do it in two parts. The first, an interview with an actor or someone involved that made the film worth watching. And the second, a discussion of the sequel, what they got right, what they got wrong, and how it could have been better. Hope you enjoyed last week's interview with a true living legend, Mick Garris. So cool picking his brain. Everybody knows the horror about his career, but the really funky things were like him being in a rock band, being in the Thriller music video, and working in at Star Wars. And dude, operating R2-D2 on the red carpet at the 77 Oscars. Pretty sick. If you haven't listened to that, be sure to check it out. Mick is amazing. And this week, we're going to talk about a film that Mick directed that had some really cool behind-the-scenes stories about, and he even had Mrs. Bates in the room he was recording the interview from. She was sitting across. She was very quiet the whole time. It was great. Of course, I'm talking Psycho 4, also like Larry King Live-ish. But before I talk about anything about Norman and the neighborhood he lives in and so many questions about the end of the movie, I got to introduce you to my partner in the sequel watching journey, Jamie Riccardi. How are you?
I'm all right, Doug. I'm a little under the weather today, but our audience demands that we do this every other week, so I have no choice.
A show or the Brinks truck stop.
That's it. It's funny. I think I saw this movie a long time ago.
It was on Showtime. It was a Showtime movie. It was made for it. So
yeah, there are definitely parts of it. But I have to tell you, I thought the movie was very disturbing and not in a horror way. It was a very uncomfortable movie, I thought.
Yeah, no, definitely. There was some it was honestly, when you think about the movie at the end, it is very interesting, but the cast is great. Like the people in it, the 7 people in it, or the 9 people in it.
Olivia Hussey deserves an Oscar for this role.
Oh my God.
So, but we can't go into detail. We need our.
I don't want to say anything more about the Queen, or Chet. Before I talk about anything else, we have our horror expert, Chris Egan here. I can't even remember how many sequels he's done. He's been around for some good ones, some bad ones, and we'll find out how he feels about this one. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm a big Psycho fan, so I'm happy to be here. I'm a big Mick Garris fan, so
nice. This is the only franchise past 3 films that we've finished. This is really wild. 2, 3, 4, we did them all.
There's only 3 movies to do. It's not like it was a big challenge.
But we haven't done it before.
You haven't finished Friday the 13th?
Not yet.
We
still have 3D.
1 left.
Oh, right.
Saving that maybe for next month.
So is this considered a horror movie though? Like I feel like this is not a horror movie.
Yeah, I would say it's a horror
I know
movie.
it's in the franchise obviously, but like I don't know. Like this it was, to me, it was a weird take. I mean, so I have one big question, and I'm sure you know the history of Psycho and all that. The whole mother relationship. So like was that thrown in, or was that something from the beginning of when it was originally written? Like that was, because I never thought of it that way. I thought it was an obsession, but not incestuous obsession.
There's it's always there from the beginning, but it's subtext throughout the rest of the movies. This is the one that you really get the answers, whether or not we needed those answers.
Because I remember in 2 and 3, I don't remember any like reference to that.
No, because they because by then they've moved away from like assuming you've seen the first movie, they've moved on from that stuff into, especially with part 2, like where Norman isn't actually the killer. Spoiler alert.
And they ruined that, right? Isn't that crazy?
2 and 3 have 2 and 3 have a different version of the whodunit. That 1 one has that element as well, but the movie's so famous that everyone knows who the killer is. It's not even a whodunit anymore.
Yeah.
It's more of a why done it. And then this one kind of brings more answers. And then, again, whether or not it's necessary is up for debate, but
does this kind of ignore like the 2 and 3 in a way? I mean, for some of the things that, I mean, again, just about his mother in general.
Mentions, at one point he mentions that the last batch of killings were only like a few years prior.
No. But I mean, like, which was it, 3 or 2 that his aunt was really the killer and his mom is the sister or something like that? Or
2, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. And then that bleeds a little bit into 3, and then 3 is the one that's more like 3 goes into like the weird, like more 80s slasher. It's the one with Jeff Fahey as like the wacko with the guitar.
That has all the boob photos on the wall, right? He has all the girl cutouts. But the one thing that is so like not 90s, but really you take like the elements that were popular at the time. So you have like that vibe of like a Larry King Live type of call-in show. And you have CCH Pounder, who is great. Like she's great in this movie. The dad from Seinfeld. It's so funny, that guy. I was like, you know what? I feel so bad. I only know him from 2 other things, right? Twin Peaks and Seinfeld. I'm like, what else was he on? It was like 1 season of Matlock and then like other things here and there. But that's what I remember from him. I'm like, dude, he's crushing it in this movie. Like his back and forth with Norman on the phone was great.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of good characters. Chet, I don't know, not so much.
We got to talk
Chet's
about
other credit was construction worker in Office Space. That was one of his other credits on there. But yeah.
No, but I mean, back to Olivia Hussey. I mean, she put every ounce of her acting into this role. I mean, like every scene she was in, like it was almost like she was like auditioning. Like, you know, like when you hear people going out to an audition, they go over the. I mean, she went over the top, but so convincing as a lunatic. Like it was like incredible. I mean, she was nuts.
She had like a scene in her life because you thought she was home all the time, and then she has a boyfriend out of nowhere, and he's like, "You've been going to those cheap bars," and you're like, wait, it seemed like she doesn't leave and she has this secret other life. But what's crazy is you got to think she does not age, right? You think what Black Christmas 76, Egan? 75, 76? Definitely like in that range.
Yeah, it's
and this movie 17 years later, she looks the same. Like it's and she crushed it. She was really good in this movie.
74.
But yeah. 74? All right.
Yeah.
So even better. Even 20 years.
Yeah,
man.
but don't forget, she started really young. I mean, when she made Romeo and Juliet, she was 15.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, she probably was, when was that? That was in the 60s?
But I'm saying, even if she's 38, I'm saying in 20 years, she's barely aged.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's go into this. So I do love right away, we get the music. We get the score right away. And we see CCH Pounder as Fran, the radio host, on what it might be the hottest show alive. You know why? Because John Landis is the producer in the studio, which is so cool because I didn't realize that. Mick did talk about having like Landis and Toby Hooper and Stephen King and Sleepwalkers and Mark
Is he
Hamill.
in a lot of movies? Like, I don't think I've ever, like, really.
You know
Landis?
what?
He shows up in roles like
he is in a lot, right?
It's just so weird. It's like, it's just unexpected. Like,
But he talked. I didn't expect him to talk as much because he had really funny lines. Like he could have probably been an actor. Like he did have that cut of the jib because even in the one line, he's like, whoa, I care about ratings. Like he got sent to do that. But I just love that we get to like the most ridiculous show topic. It'd be like a Jerry Springer show. Hi, I'm here with the author of Boys Who Kill Their Mothers.
Mother Killers. I think the title was Mother Killers.
Yeah. Mother Killers. And then we learn about matricide.
In real life. I mean, like you don't hear about too many mother killers. I mean, I don't know one. I mean, I'm not a expert on serial killers.
I'm not searching it out. Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's plenty out there, but I feel like what you get in the news, like in real life, is more of they killed their mother. but they also like killed other people. It was like a string of murders.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
It's not.
It wasn't specifically like I'm going to kill my mom kind of thing. Or that's what we see like in the mainstream news. I'm sure there's plenty out there that just
Sure
you never hear about.
So let me ask you. So is this radio station? Do they talk different type of topics, or is it like a murder podcast kind of thing?
I'm sure it's whatever the hot topic is, like Larry King, right? Like random topics.
I think it's a widespread topic show, but this like they had the guy who wrote the book on it on the show, so they're having people call in.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So
it's like a Bleak Frasier episode.
It is.
But so then we're assuming that this is like Norman Bates' like favorite radio station because he happened to call in because he knew the topic that was going on. So he listens to this station all the time. Like this is his, whatever random topic he's listening to.
That's the thing too, is because when the movie starts, he's already got the radio on, so we don't know if was already planning on. If it's something he just throws on while he's cooking.
Oh. He did say at one point, he did say, "You're my favorite show," right? That's his favorite thing about being on parole. Yeah, but he's able to listen to the show, no? Unless he's just like
the way he delivers lines in all of these movies, but I feel like especially this one, you don't know if he's being fully truthful.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is he just saying that because he's on the phone with them, like because a few times he's trying to get off the phone, like he doesn't want to talk to them anymore, and
he's doing crazy eyes while he's talking, so you're like, maybe he is bullshitting this, he's like
he, you know what I mean, and I know he died like right after this movie, like I think a year or two after, and like he crushes this movie too, because he's like just the way he acted, like again, just his facial expressions and his monotone. It's like really, I think it's literally like his voice of how he just delivers his lines are as creepy as anything that he does. And he does such a good job.
I have to say, after the original movie, I don't love his performances in the sequels. I think I get what he's doing, but that weird, like stilted way of speaking that he had, like where he's almost like too guarded in how he talks, which I get.
Yeah.
But at times it's almost it does feel like too. It feels like too fake. I think it leans into that a lot in this one.
Yeah, I don't know. And I do like it.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but and it's his character. He played the character for 30 years across 4 movies. So. Who am I? Who am I to criticize the great Anthony Perkins? But I feel like I wonder if it stands out more in this one because he's in a room alone the entire movie, except for the end.
Which is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, he's on the phone, and he wasn't really talking to CCH Pounder. I don't think so. I have to ask Mick about that, but I highly doubt
Mickey was that deep. Like we're
together.
doing this as a real thing, but no, you know what? If you really think about it, this movie is essentially like how many really shots are there? You get the hospital, you get where he lives, you get the hotel, which is the original. There's like 5 sets in this movie. So they probably were able, again, that makes sense for Showtime or whatever, or Cinemax. It's like, okay, we can do this on a really cheap budget and make it look big because it looks good. Like it's filmed really good.
Yeah, it does look good for sure.
And they filmed it on the Orlando, I think it was Orlando Hollywood Studios lot. Back in the, so I mean, like it couldn't have been that, expensive. So what was the budget for this movie?
It was early Showtime days, so it probably wasn't like.
Was
huge.
the third one straight to video also, or was
that went to the movie?
No, that was in theaters.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
because the second one did really well, right?
Yeah.
But while I'm searching this up, one thing I did the first time, obviously the topic of matricide, which where's the patricide out there? Come on. What about the girls killing their dads? Oh, maybe that's not something good to talk about. But I do love the people that are the guests with the guy. They slip out of the room pretty quick, right? We only see their little segment with thank God it's not longer because that guy was horrible. Both of those people were horrible. Like the one guy I get, he was playing crazy, like almost like what's his name in Friday 5. He was very like, but the best is the dad. And it was like his father-in-law. Oh yeah, well, why did you help him out? That was your daughter. Why would you let him live in her room? Oh no, live in the house. And he goes, I'm letting her live in her room. She was a world-class bitch. I'm like, wow. Insane. Like, that's crazy. This guy's clearly crazy and you're okay with it? Like, he might kill you.
None of them, the fact that none of them called the police, like when the first thing he said is, I'm going to kill again, or like he said it early on. No one, I mean, I know they weren't.
Oh, you mean Norman? Were Norman on the phone when he says I'm
Norman?
Oh no, I know. Yeah.
I mean, the whole time, I mean, they're like, you know, I'm sure in the beginning people call and, you know, you don't know if they're joking or not, but it got too detailed to be joking.
Yeah. Well, they get to the point where someone's like, "Oh, can you trace the calls?" And they're like, we can't do that.
We can't do that. Yeah, but you can call the police. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah, that's what the doctor says. You need to trace this call, and he's like, "Well, we're not the police."
And then the other the crazy guy that's in the studio with them at first. Did you look up his roles at all?
Oh no, was he in a lot?
Who he played? No, but who he played before he was in this a few years prior. He played Norman Bates in the Bates Motel TV movie.
What?
That's garbage.
Oh, that's the movie I sent you?
How did they do that?
That's from 87.
Oh my God.
He was Norman Bates in that movie. In like
wild
flashback.
That we're 17 minutes in and we have not mentioned the great Henry Thomas, which it's cool that Mick got him to be in this movie because Mick had the relationship when he worked at Amblin and with Steven Spielberg. So I'm sure he had something with Henry Thomas. Again, dude, he crushed it. That's one thing about this movie. It's wild.
I've got opinions.
Oh, okay. Well, he's like, this is to me a good movie. Like but there's like really good performances in this.
I think with Henry Thomas, so like part of me did like his performance and part of me did not like his performance. Like, I mean, like I think some of his like his stares, like his expressions with his mom, I liked, but there were some areas I was like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were big names in it. A movie that's straight to, like, I was surprised. But I think it's also, did he make anything before this besides E.T.? Like, was he like...
Well, just Cloak and Dagger, right?
Yeah, he's in like a handful of like movies where he's around that same age. And then he kind of, you know, there's some gaps. But all love and respect to Henry Thomas. I think he's horrible in this.
He was getting the ladies in this movie, which that was weird, right?
But actually,
every girl, the hot girl in school... And then
he also got his hot mom. So I mean, you know, who's
the girl who gets hot from fireworks, his first victim.
Yes.
Well, actually, I guess his second because his mom's already dead, or third because of Chet. But
oh yeah.
Wait, you're talking about the first girl?
The girl that goes up with like
the one that he's smelling her panties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
I think she's his first victim after his mom and Chet.
Chet and his mom.
Why he's telling the story.
Wait a second. Okay, hold on.
The blonde girl who shows up at the motel.
Yeah. Who's his first victim? His mom?
His mom. Then Chet.
Okay. It's just because it's all out of order. Okay.
Because they did.
Yeah, but he says the first. He says when he tells the story, he says my first victim. I guess he doesn't count them two, right? Because he says, remember when then they showed the flashback of Henry Thomas and the girl that gets hot from fireworks.
Yeah.
Like he alludes to it being the first.
Well, you know what they say? I think they say who were the other girls.
Other girl. Okay.
And he says, the first one was this girl that came to the motel. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Because I wrote away like film, they talk about him, the mom and the boyfriend dying together.
Oh, okay.
So what's his motivation for killing? Like, what's his, you know, like Jason, you know, anything, camp counselors and all that. Like, what's his? Because I feel like, you know,
his
between the
mom.
4 movies, the what?
Yeah,
his crazy abusive mom, and then the shitty boyfriend.
It just his split. So yeah, but at this point though, like in this movie,
no, it's literally that. It's I think it's the. Let me stop stuttering. The argument that the movie's making about, you know, nature versus nurture, that he's, you know, he thinks it's genetic, his wife thinks it's not. I think in his case, it's both. And I think that is the case a lot of times, is that clearly he has mental illness that's passed down from his mother, who's clearly bipolar, schizophrenic, something's wrong with her. and then he's abused by her in numerous ways, verbally. She's shaming him for having sexual feelings. She finds the magazine.
That was very weird.
Yeah, it's layered on layer, and then this douchebag boyfriend shows up, and he's just like a dick. He's just a shitty boyfriend.
He's insane.
So I think
does he have a split personality as a kid though? Because he has that split personality in the first Psycho, right? I mean, you hear the mother talking to him. He's basically talking to himself. I'm assuming.
Well, that's because when he kills her, that other personality, that's when that forms. And it kind of, I think they say it in all the movies. They say it in this one that he couldn't, once he had killed her, he couldn't handle the fact that he killed his mother. And he says, he's like, oh, I tried to speak in her voice, but I couldn't really do it. So I aged it up, which is why in his head, she sounds like an old woman. He goes, yeah. Like in my head, she aged. Like she wasn't dead. She kept living. So it's both things. It's yes, he has mental illness that's clearly hereditary, and then all the abuse. And then once he's killed her, the split personality forms. And then when he has all his other victims, it's the split personality takes over. Which is why in the first movie, he doesn't know he's the killer. He thinks he's covering up for his mother.
So then when does that start? Because in this movie, he clearly knows he's a killer. I feel
he always knows that he killed his mom and the boyfriend. He always knew that. When he starts killing the girls, he thinks it's his mother. He says it in this one, even with the first girl with the soda.
Oh, he does.
Yes, because he comes out of it in the room and he's like, "Oh, mother, blood," which is the same line from the first movie. So he thinks it's his mom killing the girls anytime that it's anyone that he has a sexual attraction towards. So,
okay,
that's there from the start.
He puts the lipstick on.
Yeah,
but the chick's into him is wild. Like he's 15 in this. Like when we've seen not all these flashbacks.
I think that first girl's supposed to be the same age.
No, I know, but I'm saying like she's pretty hot, and she's at this creepy motel. Somebody says my sick mother's in there. That's her room. They're looking at the fireworks. You'd really have the balls to like sneak in the house. That's a scary house. But she seemed reckless enough to be hanging on, out at a hotel that's sitting on the highway.
Yeah, but listen, he got married to a nurse while he was in I understand, but the point is, though, he girls get attracted to him. They like the bad boy.
He's a tripod. He must be a tripod. She was the nurse. She was the doctor that gave him the physical.
The what? No, she wasn't.
I know. I'm saying his wife would have been in real life. His wife would have been fired from that hospital.
100%.
Oh, I know.
Falling in love with a patient.
Yeah.
Even if he was rehabilitated.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But dude, the Norman, that scene, because you see him get into the girl. He's like, playing with her a little bit. And then he's like, oh, I got to check on my mother. And dude, her death is pretty cool too. Why would she be walking in a random room that she knows it's the mother, and then it's revealed, oh, she's been dead.
But she got into bed with it. He left the room for a second to check. Why would she jump into another bed that wasn't the original bed that he was in with her? That was a little weird also.
Goldilocks scenario. But yeah, that was cool. And again, the outfit, I'm like, man, that's so Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She looked it's just the way that it was pops over, and oh man, that was awesome. That was a really good way to start the movie.
Yeah.
So now the next scene I think is obviously back to the studio, right? Oh, dude, that's one thing I wish I would have clipped some of them. Some of the lines of Norman, just like in 2 and 3, are just epic one-liners. What did they? I forgot what the question was that the guy from Twin Peaks and Seinfeld, the doctor, he asked, where are you located or something? And he goes, what's geography got to do with this? And he hangs up the phone. Amazing.
Well, when you call a radio station, you can't get through that easy. And he calls back multiple times. Multiple times.
It's not a popular show, maybe.
I think also, once they once they have the hook with him, they got to be like leaving a line open, hoping he calls back.
Is that doctor? Did he treat Norman? That's on the show.
Yeah, actually, did he?
He says
I thought he was just aware of it.
No, he says I thought he said that was one of the first people. That's why I thought it was so weird that he wouldn't recognize him, and then he put two and two together. I thought that was like
okay. I thought he just recognized the case
because he called him basically like a quack, right? Because he was probably one of his doctors over the last 30 years in and out of.
Yeah, but you wouldn't recognize his voice like right away. Like you would have thought
Maybe
if he did treat. That's why I was questioning. Okay,
30 years later, but yeah, but I love that he chose. What's your name, Ed? Oh, hi, Ed. And he reveals it's his birthday. We find out it's his birthday, which makes it even easier if they're looking for, right? FBI database, who the mother killers that, oh, how about their birthdays today? Oh, Norman Bates. Movie over. We find him quick. How about his house, dude, right? If you've seen this, I don't think this really spoils it too much, but I thought he was nowhere near the original movie, right? When you saw that house, it looked like a very different type of neighborhood. I know that could be really a mile away, but I was not thinking. I thought he was in Arizona because he said Sedona.
You're talking about like where he's living.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they say that he moved away from the motel and just never went back. And
I get it, but not within a 30-minute drive.
I also don't understand how the motel has been open. Now this is the fourth movie. And there's been massacres in for all four movies, or three movies, plus his childhood. How is that motel still allowed to have people there?
Well, it's not there. It's not allowed anymore. It's like dilapidated.
No, I know that, but I mean, if you count his
up until the third one, movie. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's constant. The fact that it was open all this time, I always wondered like, how does it stay open?
Hey, people keep reopening Camp Crystal Lake. I don't know what to tell you.
That's true.
Yeah, that is true.
And remember, it was the only.
They do explain it in the other movies. They give like, oh, someone else bought it. Dennis Franz is the manager.
Dennis Franz is the second one. The third one. Remember, they're hosting the only. Are you for South or North? Are you a South guy? Like that scene when they're like, it's the only hotel within like 30 miles because we kind of get that. I don't know if that was mentioned in the first one at all, but in this one, remember, she's like looking at the newspaper and she's like, look what they're doing. They're going to move the highway. They're going to put us out of business. You don't care about anything. And he's not even talking. And she's just over talking and yelling at him.
Yeah, it's a big part of the first movie. Like it's
I had to rewatch that. I haven't seen that in a long time then.
It's brought up more subtly. Like Norman brings up like, oh yeah, that, they moved the highway. So no one, now we just kind of get the people that get lost, the stragglers. It comes up.
Was the mom's voice Norman's voice? Did he do the mom's voice?
You mean like?
Was it in this one? There's a credited actor
like
for the voice.
I would say like who was who did
no, it's always someone else, even in the original movie. Yeah.
Did you guys see when? Oh my God! When Ed called back after he talked to his wife for a few minutes, and we find out the birthday, and he's cooking dinner, and she's gonna get the cake delivered. Did you see on the call screen the name on there? It said on the bottom, it said line 4, PD the pervert.
Yep. And it said something like another weird question or comment or something under it. Yeah.
PD the pervert. That'd be a great shirt. Just put that call screen.
It's funny when in this scene, I don't know if it was like a blooper and they just left it in, or he cuts his finger and like nothing came of it. Like just that he's licking blood. But I wonder, like, was that? You think that was happened while he was just like cutting, and then it was just left in there?
You mean do you think Anthony Perkins cut his finger open
while he was, like Leonardo DiCaprio?
That was a setup shot to mimic the first movie.
Because it's all set up for him to look at the sink drain to remind him of the shower drain in the first movy.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, you know what? I forgot that part.
He runs his hand under the water, and then he's
right. All right, ignore what I just said. That was dumb.
Hey, Mick, I'm bleeding right now. Okay, let's bring the cameras in. No medics.
Totally forgot.
I'm really bleeding. Sorry, we're setting up the lights.
Roll with it.
Roll it. I'm passing out, Mick. I'm losing a lot of blood. Keep it in.
I don't think he has a Band-Aid on the rest of the movie though. It's a magical cut that just the
no continuation, man.
Yeah.
Jesus, how dare them?
So what do you think of the way he describes his father dying?
The bee stings?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of odd though. Like of all ways of him to die, just bee stings.
Yeah.
With an open casket. With just a cloth over the face.
Hey, in My Girl, Thomas J, they got the open casket for.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Can't see without his glasses.
Yeah, but was he like? Did they show his face in My Girl?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and it was all like I don't remember. Like it was.
Yeah, it's like you could see like the mortician put like makeup on.
Oh my!
To like cover the bee stings.
How traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis, and which Mick has an amazing podcast, Postmortem. He interviews Jamie Lee Curtis, and Mick has kind of a hand in her career, which is a really cool story. So you should check it out. But she talks about that movie because she was in that. And she says, why couldn't we have, you have to warn the audience, this kid you love from Home Alone, something horrific's going to happen to him. Like, something has to be brought up because she's like, people were like, that hit home. That was like, oh, this kid that's in so much that we love. Oh.
He dies in 2 movies right after Home Alone.
Ooh,
I mean,
but he plays a great scumbag, dude. Good Son's one of the best.
Oh.
My kid doppelganger, that Elijah.
You know what's funny? I mean, we're off topic, but I'm watching Fallout. Anyone watching Fallout at all?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I watched it.
And he's a cameo in there. I don't think he
comes back.
Okay. All right. I just, he was such a great child actor. As an adult, I'm not a fan of his acting. I don't think he's a great actor.
I'm a fan of him. He's cool. I think he podcasts and interviews.
Yeah, I think he just needs to get back into the swing of things because he hasn't acted in like 20 years.
Maybe that's what it is. I mean, I think the role he's in Fallout it's just a little weird.
Yeah, and it's very brief. So
yeah, okay.
I was going to say
so now
I forgot. something pertaining to this movie.
We'll butt in when you remember. One thing, how about the house? Like inside the house, there's a lot of islands, a lot of obstacles in it. And then Mick I don't know, this isn't when he's laying on the floor, but the neighbor stops by to say, hey, I talked to your wife. She said the line was busy they're going to deliver the cake. And then this is when we get to the really creepy flashback when the mom's like, Norman, get in bed with me. Oh, you're all wet. Take off your clothes. And then she feels his... And she's like going nuts.
They're having a picnic in the rain first, right? Then
is that the first one? When this isn't honestly the first part. I jumped ahead. This isn't when she feels his.
Yeah, no. Well,
this is when he just runs away, right?
He runs to the next room, but she follows him, and she starts like.
This is.
Yeah, you're right. Yes,
but before that, Norman we talked about the cake. He was having an argument with his wife about the cake. Like
I know.
About picking.
It's my birthday.
I mean, but the whole relationship with his wife, it doesn't seem like there's I feel like he had more connection with the women in was it the nun? Was it the nun in the third one or second one?
Yeah.
The third one.
Yeah. He had a much better connection with her than this woman in this movie. This almost seems like such a fake relationship. Just even towards the end, compared to the way he was with the nun in the third movie, I thought it was a much more realistic. I don't know. Genuine relationship.
This one just has so much going on that it's like a 90-minute movie or whatever. I think that's which is weird because it's such a crux of the story is that he's married now, and then you find out why he's so anxious.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the part of it that kind of gets pushed to the side because we're so focused on the prequel stuff, the flashback stuff, and the radio show. But yeah, no, I agree. The marriage feels little hollow.
It feels even when he's just talking to her, there's no interest.
The only time it feels like anything really is when we're seeing it more from her side of the phone call. And she's kind of giving it like a little oomph with like the cake. Oh, go get the cake. The store's open. There's a little bit of history there that you feel like she knows how to handle him. Like she can tell he's anxious, doesn't want to do the cake. But then in the back of her mind, she also knows, oh, I told him I'm going to have a baby. So she's playing all of that. It's just it overall it just kind of loses steam because we're so focused on the mom stuff.
No, that's
the flashback stuff.
But I also think like she knows this guy. She knows he's probably the type of guy you don't want to push his buttons. And I feel like just the way she interacts with him, like she's definitely pushing buttons. And
she's really asking for it.
There's the reveal. I don't want to jump ahead yet, but the reveal that we get later, is crazy.
Oh, insane!
It is very crazy.
Insane.
We'll get to that later, but
and there's something that I have to say about that I think you could have changed the movie. That would have made it a different thing. But we'll get to that. But
so I think what you were saying, they were having a picnic in the rain. Like they were sitting. I think that's what led them to run inside.
Yeah, they're having the picnic and then the rain starts.
Okay.
But they were like still sitting out there. Like she was just like they were just still enjoying it.
On the shower.
Yeah.
Weird. And then she calls him a dirty pig, and then her line after that is, "Someday I wish I was firmer with you." It's like, lady, what do you mean? You're like yelling at this kid.
She goes so back and forth
sometimes.
with him.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
that's what his
whatever disorder she has.
I know, Chris, you didn't like his acting. Like to me, like he doesn't really speak a lot in this movie. It's all like just listening to the mom berate him the entire time.
You know what? That's what it is. Is the quiet, stoic, the stare. Like that's where that's the strength in this. It's when he gets a little more. Oh no! That's where I'm like, ooh, Henry Thomas. You got to practice a little bit longer. But obviously, also at the time, he was a name. So like I'm sure they were like people were trying to like get him to do something. This is so different than what he'd been doing. It's almost like, in a way, it's almost like the comparison of Macaulay doing Home Alone and then doing The Good Son.
Yeah.
It's obviously this is a little bit later for Henry, but and all love and respect to Henry Thomas. He's a great actor. He's done great things into his 50s.
How old do you think he is in this movie?
22, right?
Oh, he's that old?
How old was he in E.T.?
He's like 10, 11 in that.
Yes, that's pretty close, right? That was 82.
Oh, I thought he was younger. I'm like, that scene when he did get in bed with her in his tidy whities, I go, that must have been very uncomfortable. But being in the 20s is a little very easier to manage.
Wow, this is cool. Guess who I was in bed with? Hey guys, this is who I was hanging in bed last night.
No, but if he was like in high school playing this role,
he's like 18 in this movie. He's like 18 or 19.
Holy shit!
Because he was,
so that could still be uncomfortable. I mean, he's
good for him. It's a good
that whole
story.
scene though was extremely
very creepy. And then he's telling that, and this is what I'm like. I'm not saying he would make this up but again. Like Egan was saying, when you see him, sometimes he seems like he could be making stuff up to play to the audience. I'm like, is any of this real? And then the doctor, he's like, oh, is this like he talks about like being incest, and Norman gets like so pissed off, and I'm like, dude, you just told a story about like popping a boner. I'm not saying that you wanted that, but she was aroused, so the doctor is okay with this follow up. But dude, then we get scenes of the mom trashing the hotel. We see him waiting hand and foot on her. Blot me. Remember it was like an orange zest or whatever that was? And he's like blotting her body. It's crazy.
Actually, I do think that's where most of the nuance in this movie comes from, are in the flashbacks, because I think what we're seeing, I think that's what happened. I think the flashbacks are what really happened. I don't know if this movie would have been able to do like the unreliable narrator thing. I think there's too many moving parts between the radio show, the flashbacks, and the stuff with the wife for us to have to sit there and be like, okay, is he telling us the truth? I think his awkwardness and his the way he's talking to like CCH Pounder, that's where I think some of the unreliable stuff comes in, where like, does he really want to be on the phone? Does he really want to be?
Yeah.
That's where I think that kind of shift is, but I think once we're in the flashbacks, I think that's supposed to be 100% the truth.
Okay.
Of what happened to him.
So do you think first of all,
because if it wasn't, because then there'd be like, I think there'd be like a twist at the end of like, oh, he was lying the whole time, or
you're right.
Or he, some of it was true, some of it was lies.
But this is why the doctor should have realized it was Norman Bates right from the beginning, because the minute he said, "My father died from bee stings."
Oh yeah, that's pretty specific.
How often does that happen? I mean, I'm sure he's heard that story before. But I wonder, like, do you think the mom was this crazy while she was married to her husband, or once he died? Okay, so you think
I think
it was her bees.
I think it's both. I think because Norman mentions that she would be that way with the father too. But I think the father's death made it even worse.
Okay.
And obviously it's supposed to be like the 40s, the 50s. So like she's not going to therapy, there's no medications for what she's dealing with. And she's a woman on top of it. No one's going to listen to the crazy woman on the hill.
But guys, we jumped that early before. It was he got in trouble at first for having like the lingerie underwear magazine.
Yeah,
that she found. Remember, she was flipping through.
Yeah, that's after the rain.
Yeah, that was after the rain. The popping boner
runs into his
later.
room and she follows him, and then she sees the stack of like papers and the magazine.
Wait, they were in the rain twice?
No, the rain wasn't the boner. The rain was seeing the underwear magazine.
So then, why was he soaking wet?
That was from the rain. That was that scene.
No, that's what I'm saying. Right. So
it's all the same because she's in bed. Remember, she's in bed and she's like, "Oh, I'm freezing. You have to come warm me up."
Correct.
Yeah, so and that's when he ran because he got it, but she didn't feel it yet. She felt it in the next.
Right. Well, and she started hitting him with the magazine, right? Wasn't she?
Yeah. And then she threw. Oh no! But then when she felt it, that's when she threw the dress on him, threw the lipstick, and slammed him in the closet.
Well, she called him Norma.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she did. Yeah.
But which is her name though, right? Too?
Yes. So she's like making fun of him, but also you named him that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, so like it was
Norman
just weird. Like of all
yourself.
names, the name. Yeah. So was he like into dressing up as a woman before that, or is this like the start of that?
This is probably the start.
Yeah.
It traumatizes him, and then he's laying on the ground. I love the cut back to, and he's laying on the ground on his house.
Yeah.
And I love when
everything we're getting here is layers as to
because I mean she also throws a bucket in there for him to wee in.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know.
Because that's what it's for, you dirty boy. It's for wee-wees.
Well, she talks just like what's her face from Misery. Like she talks in baby talk a lot.
Sometimes, yeah. Cock-a-doodie.
Oh my god, dude. So amazing, dude. So great. But yeah, Norman laying on the ground and Fran is like, "Norman, are you there?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I drifted off." And she's like, "We can't pick up drifting." Like, we didn't hear drifting. So that story he didn't get out of his mouth. He was just laying on the floor for it. But on KTK, the talk of the
still
town.
There, and he nods.
Yeah.
He's like, "We can't hear you."
Oh yeah, I was nodding. Yeah, he said I was nodding.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god. So now this is when I guess they start like, hey, we should really find out where this guy is because saying some kind of weird things because they think he's going to kill again. I think this is like maybe the last segment when the doctor is still there, right? Because then he leaves.
Yeah.
Because they kind of kick him out. Like Fran is just like, yeah, I'll handle this.
Well, because they wouldn't let him. Was it? Why did he leave? Because they wouldn't let him control the conversation.
Because Fran thinks that he's gonna like scare off Norman.
Yeah.
Great shot. Like I would love to have asked Mick about that. Maybe I'll send him an email when they are all around the table and they're arguing about how they should treat this, and it's a rotating dolly shot around the whole thing. Oh my god, dude, so cool.
I love stuff
on
like
that track, just whipping around.
You know what? Some of the scenes in here when Norma is yelling at Norman, you see it from like first person perspective. Like when she throws him in the closet, she's staring at the camera and yelling at the camera like she's yelling at us.
Yep.
Like so, like a lot of the scenes like that were pretty cool. I mean, I thought
there's some stuff like that in the original, and then it's also like I think Mick was pulling from stuff like Mommy Dearest. Because there's a lot of like first person in that, from the child's point of view.
Yeah. This is very Mommy Dearest. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Oh wow.
And actually, I haven't thought of that either until right now. I was just thinking I'm thinking of it's the no wire hangers. It's running like her storming at the camera.
The craziness of oh my gosh, very similar.
But here's my favorite line when the doctor is talking about like, all you do is care about ratings, and Fran's like, ratings have nothing to do with this, and then Landis just like, they do to me. I'm like, oh, this guy's good. But when you really think about like how Norman met his wife, like that's pretty wild. Like it's crazy just to think about. And then if she's at the same place she used to work with, it's like nobody's like, hey, this isn't right. Like this guy's seriously
they might not know about it. Maybe they did it secretly.
He calls in. He calls the office. You're saying they don't know who Norman is? Yes. When he calls? Oh, okay.
Maybe he calls his head
on the phone. Yeah,
unless she's at a different facility now. Maybe she left.
Maybe.
They're living in a
different
they
were in
spot.
Sedona or Sedona.
Actually,
One time they use the word Sedona.
Yeah.
And then another time they say Sedonia. So I'm like, did somebody misspeak or is it two different places?
So has he been to a facility more than once?
Yep.
Yes, multiple times. And the one doctor... The doctor kind of trashes them, right? Because he says like, oh yeah, these places in Arizona, they don't really treat, or he says Sedona, and you're able to get out. Because the fact that Norman and the other crazy guy were only in 4 years each. I think I murdered his wife.
How many times?
Like, Norman's only the 4 years thing is only, I think, only after part 3. Because he's in the facility
after the first one.
After the first movie, he's in there for the 20 years up to part 2.
Yep.
Part 2, he's not the killer.
He's a good guy.
So
just the line cook.
Yep. So and that's explained at the end is that he's like everyone knows he's innocent. Then he kills his aunt or the woman that thinks she's isn't whatever she is. He's still free because no one knows that he's murdered her, and she's the killer to begin with. So, and then when 3 picks up, he's still like cuckoo from doing that, but he's still free. And then after the events of 3, he goes back into the hospital.
I gotcha.
I don't remember if we see him go back to the hospital or if we even know he's going to, but that's what they're getting at.
The assumption. So he was the first time he was in there for 20 years.
Yeah.
So, okay. So
in the beginning,
the next time he only gets 4.
I was going to say, I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah. Right.
And to think that he's safe to go to society after that, and then going back in for 4 years. How do you let him out again?
Yeah, right? You didn't learn your lesson.
Part
Get more
2, he's innocent. He is rehabilitated.
Yes, he's a good boy.
And that's the whole thing is that Robert Loggia is his doctor in that, and he's testified.
What a great movie! Think about Robert Loggia again. Jeez.
You're right.
Yeah. He is rehabilitated.
Okay.
It's what his aunt, whatever she is, that she does that to him.
Yeah.
To drive him, she purposely drives him crazy again.
So then based on that, then he probably entered himself after the third one?
I don't remember. Actually,
I wonder. I was saying
right now.
I don't remember.
We saw him get caught. I feel like he got caught at the end.
Yeah.
But one thing that was a cool twist that made you like think almost like obviously like a Hitchcock type thing, the radio, when the radio turns on at the hospital and you hear him and you're thinking like, oh my God, they're going to hear something that's going to tip off. Like this is Norman. She's going to walk past. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. They're opposite way.
That was really cool. I'm like, okay, cool. But,
and the other nurse is listening, but like, she's not really paying attention. And like, she's not necessarily going to know, like, even if she knows Norman, she's not necessarily going to know his voice on the radio kind of thing.
So clearly it's the only radio station in town.
It seems like it. KT.
Okay.
It is the talk of the town, right? It's
Grant Ambrose coming at you.
Dude, I want to make that shirt. Just CCH Pounder and it says KTK. That'd be pretty cool. But so how about the guy she bring? When that scene that we kind of alluded to earlier, that to me was nuts. Like we thought of her as this crazy woman that's home, torments her son, does all this weird stuff. And then we find out she's going out, and she's going out. This isn't a one night stand. He's moving in, and she knows about he's going through a divorce. Like there's this whole thing to it. You're like, holy shit, left field.
Well, she's
I did not expect that. I expected her to be a homebody with him, and they can't be separated. The two of them. I mean, for her to be out there, that threw me for a loop.
Yeah, or the money she thinks Chet has
as a bartender. He doesn't own a bar. He's just a bartender. Not knocking bartenders. Maybe this is like the hottest spot, but as we could see, nobody drives down the highway because the hotel's not packed even in this one. So
he's definitely a con artist, because I think even in the original movie, the whole thing is that the boyfriend was supposed to buy and like rejuvenate the motel. Or he convinces Norma to keep it, which that's this character. It's Chet. So I don't know if they change things a little. I think he's supposed to be sort of a con man. Like he's kind of like wooed himself into her life, and
it would make sense because it happened so fast.
Yeah.
Like so.
And he fell for her. I know, smoke show, but she just doesn't turn on the craziness around him. Like, right? She's really not weird with
or he's
Norman.
into crazy.
She just bullies him.
He likes the crazy.
Yeah, he likes the crazy.
She's like punching him in the face.
Well, I feel like though, like she got almost like once Chet came in the picture, like she totally pushed Norman aside.
Yeah. And he didn't like that. He was getting annoyed about it because dude, it was almost like she was trying to do this to piss him off, because it was after like the boner thing. And then when she comes back, she chooses that hotel room and opens the window, like the light goes on, and she like something hits the window. Like I don't think you see her, but then that's when he goes in and peeps, and we see her, Mick 2 times follows the 80s rules in the 90s on Cinemax or Showtime, Skinemax, Showtime, same thing.
I was fanning myself.
But so now they weird
so
thing.
How did she did she see him peeping?
No,
she did.
No, so see, I didn't see her. I didn't see. No,
she wasn't looking over. He was standing pretty bad in the hall. He's not good at hiding. He stands right in the hallway. The later one. But how about the guy jumping out of the shower, soaking wet, right into the bed? That was weird.
Well, I think it's weird how he quickly adjusted to also hating Norman. Like, I mean, in seconds, like, I mean, like he played along so fast.
Yeah, he's the shitty stepdad, like,
within a day. Within a day, because he's wearing the robe the next morning.
Dude, and then remember what he said? And it's, hey, talk about my dad's robe. And he goes, hey, you shouldn't wear a robe unless you're sleeping with a lady or something like that. I'm like, dude, he knows that you're banging his mom, but
and is this the first time he meets Norman? Like, does he see?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's the first time. So that's your first conversation, and that's how you talk to like the kid.
Calls him Normie.
Well, his name's Chet.
Normie. Chet. Well, that fits, right?
Yeah.
Has there ever been a nice Chet in any 80s movie?
No, Weird Science.
No.
Douche.
Apologies to any nice Chets out there, I guess.
There aren't any. Don't apologize.
Yeah, I don't think I know one. And me and Egan, I think, knew.
You know what? I think Chet went out the window. Have you known a Chet before?
Well, that's why they were all assholes.
See,
like, okay, we're gonna end. Hey, guys, no more Chets.
No,
maybe
the
hospital. Charles. Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Charlie
or Chris becomes Chet, right? But maybe like at the hospital, and they're like, I just want to name my kid Chet, and they're like,
Come
on, can we talk over here under this light? Chet's a pretty bad name. Lots of assholes and killers in movies with Chet. But dude, how about the line that he says too? Again, this is how long into it when they're boxing in the grass, which is wild. He just has him in a shoebox, takes him out. They start swinging, and then he looks down at his penis and he says, "Your mama said you weren't too badly hung either." I'm like, what?
What a bizarre. Like, so why was the mom even discussing that the night before?
Dude, I would leave unless he was, like Egan said, that like, well, it's in the first one. He is a swindler, and maybe he's just trying to get the hotel. Maybe he's shadily trying to steal it.
But what kind of conversation? Like, she just brought her home for the first time. What kind of conversations you having that comes up?
I know.
She was bipolar.
That is true.
Well, Chet like pulls his boxers down. She's like, "Oh, you look like my son."
Unbelievable. And he wails on him. I mean, like, he just
it's the shitty stepdad thing.
Oh my gosh. And you were waiting for that. Like, at first it looked like he was trying to teach him, like, he was going very gentle and barely touching him. You knew he was waiting for the one opportunity to give him a swing.
And then memory pisses off Norman in present day because he rips an apple in half. That's
which I gotta say, it's gotta be impossible.
Why?
Do you think
we worked with a guy who can rip phone books? I'm sure you can rip an apple in half.
Have you ever tried?
I'll try it after this.
Try
record. I don't have an apple on.
Do me a favor, record it. We had off topic though, but Chris, we had a video of. I think Doug, were you on the video of trying to rip it?
I tried to rip a phone book. I couldn't do it. This guy knew the.
We had this guy we used to work with.
He was pretty jacked, but he was very nerdy.
He was stocky, but like he was like nerdy looking, right? Like you would never expect it. And he said he could do it, and no one believed him. So we brought one in, and sure enough, he ripped it in half. So then Doug tried, and we had a video of it of Doug trying for like a minute, and like it was the funniest.
And then one time we took.
I don't think he ripped the page. I don't think Doug ripped the page.
No, but the guy did 5 in a row or 4 in a row.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah.
He was nuts.
Crazy.
But you know who was really nuts? That Norman Bates. So when we find out that when they drop his name and he says he was, again, he is the one who says Sidonia. So I don't know if it was just him saying it wrong. I'm thinking like this movie's in Arizona. And then I'm like, where's Sidonia? Where is this?
I think he started dropping hints of who he was, like from this on point. Like he started kind of saying what he was. It was
cool when he finally said it, even though Fran knew.
They already knew.
Because even what's his name mentioned, the doctor mentioned it before that, because then he was gone. He said that, but it was cool. The music, like kind of the needle drop. How about when Andrew from Stockton called in? And he talked about, he asked like a question about, hey, Norman, what do you say? Like, what was it like to kill your, shit. He asked like a really dumb question. Like, hey, what was it like killing your girls or something? I was like, what the hell?
I wish they had more calls. I wish they had more calls that are just like, just going after Norman. That would have been funny.
It was like a full like 2-hour movie. They could have done some more.
Dude, and then Norman gets a girl that total smoke show. This lady, this actress is probably like 30 and they just aged, dude, she looked unreal. And I'm like, how is he getting her? Because he doesn't go anywhere that we know of, you know? Is she just staying at the hotel and says, I want to hook up with you, 15-year-old
You know what?
boy?
You know what? I didn't even think about that. He doesn't leave. He stays in that's like the area the whole time. So yeah. Okay.
And how about this line? I don't know if
15-year-old, he's supposed to be like 15 in this movie, right?
He is at this point. And then she says, baby, you have a tongue like an elephant's memory.
You never used that line before?
Yeah, because an elephant never forgets. What is the tongue never forgets what? How to use it?
Yep.
Maybe like hung like an elephant or a trunk or something. That's not a line, man. But the fact that, and then when we find out what time it is, that's the thing that blows me away. Like we already get this weird scene. They're outside a hotel. He's 15. Maybe she's drunk. She doesn't really seem it. She's still dolled up. And he goes, I forgot I have to give my mother her 2:00 medication. And then she's fine with it. And then he goes, I'll be right back and I'll take you something real private, somewhere real private. And she's like very excited. And then he runs up
she's
to the
putting
house.
her lipstick on. She's
my God. Her death was brutal. That was a good scene.
But you made a point though, like where is he meeting these people? And they only get one. And if it is at the motel, they always only get like one person at a time. It's always one.
The first girl's from school. This girl, maybe a teacher. The other lady's a teacher. I don't know.
Maybe this girl's mom.
It's a different.
Oh, could you imagine? Oh yeah, can you help me find my daughter? Oh, I'd be so happy to. I haven't seen my daughter in 2 weeks. Let's make out right now.
It's a different universe, but the A&E Bates Motel show.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Went into like a lot more like ways of how victims came along, but a lot of them were just at the motel.
Is that show like? Does it have a proper ending? Like, is it worth watching?
Yeah, it's a good show.
Mom
it's just
crazy in that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like this over the top.
They pull a lot from this for.
It's Vera Farmiga or whatever her name is, right?
Yeah,
like,
Vera Farmiga. Yeah,
okay.
It's a different universe.
The rock singer.
Yes,
the rock singer. Yes,
she is. She leads like a heavy
metal band.
She does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Never even.
But yeah, it's a good show. When it first started, I thought it was supposed to be connected to the movies, like the same continuity. But at a certain point, you're like, oh, this is like a different universe.
Do they do the whole, mother son, like the way he's in love with the mother in this one? Like,
it's different but similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the part that Norman, I don't know how long his mom's been dead at this point. He's really good at throwing his voice because that woman in the car, the cougar, it stops her from doing her makeup to look out when he's having to yell back and forth, "Shut up, mother," like back and forth, and then slips in the car, Ruth Bader Ginsburg with the lipstick on, rope over the neck, drive, whore. Like, dude, that scene was really crazy. And then when she comes back multiple times, and the one that really hurt, obviously the last one, when she's sitting in the when you hear the banging in the trunk, you're like, wow, dude, that was really like, he's fucking sick. He is already, like, he obviously he's killing people, but that one you're like, wow, man,
was that the first time that he pretended to be the mom?
No, he did it with the first girl.
He did it with the first girl. He comes in and
but you didn't hear it. Did you hear the mother talking back?
Oh, the voice? No, he does do a voice because no, he doesn't. No, you only hear a one-sided conversation that time, right? Because he goes, oh no.
I think he does the voice.
Say, get this whore out of my house. Yeah. She says, "Get this whore out of my house."
Okay.
And then that's what makes that other girl get out of bed. Like, she doesn't hear those words probably because I don't know why you tiptoe into the room that somebody says, "Get the whore out of my house." I'm sure like I would go downstairs. But yeah, dude, then sink in the car. And then the first thing I thought of, I'm like, dude, I wonder if there was a reality show. I'm sure there's a YouTube channel that I'm mentioning right now, but there's got to be so many cars and lakes around this country, right? Like, to think about that car, I bet you everywhere, if they just did some kind of metal detector,
you'll find dead bodies in cars.
Yes, insane.
What I like about this too is that it's like I don't really remember how it looks in this movie because I guess I stopped paying attention at some point. But in like the first one, I guess, and it's also because it's in black and white, but it's like a bog behind the motel, and it looks like you would never find anything again if you dropped it in there.
Does he drive? Does he bury people in the water also in the first one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so there's multiple bodies in there. I mean, just from him.
So he puts Janet Leigh's car in there in the movie, and then literally at the end of the movie, the final shot of the movie is the car getting pulled out by like a tow truck.
Okay, you're right. Okay,
and they mention before you see that they're pretty sure that they either say that they found other cars or they're pretty sure there's other cars. So he just keeps sinking.
So it'd be funny if like
car in the third one, right? Fahey's car in the third one?
Probably.
It would be funny if like he pushes the car in there, but it doesn't go anywhere because it's on top of another car. So it's just sitting.
He's like, oh man, I gotta shift it. I gotta call my tow truck guy to pull this out a little bit. Oh my god, dude. So man. And then how about like then he goes into a story, like this is where he kind of jumps around because then he starts talking about like when he took his mom's body. And I love that his thing, like, yeah, I did it as a hobby. So I thought, why not? My mom, I could do it. The squirrel's the same as a human.
And then see, like, I didn't even think about that as well in the first movie because they don't obviously seeing him like is it Manson? It was Manson. It was Manson. Well, no, who's the one that started sewing bodies up? No, Gale. What's his name? The killer. Ed Gaines. Gale Gaines. It just gave me flashbacks of that. I'm like, and they said Gaines was a part of. They thought they got a lot from Psycho, right? Psycho got a lot from Gaines.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, when Robert Bloch wrote the novel, there's a little bit more of Ed Gein in
So
Norman.
Do you think they were leaning towards Ed Gein again, him sewing up his mom? Because I didn't even think about like how she was preserved.
Yeah,
you know.
And I mean, you could Google how many fake serial killers has Ed Gein inspired, and it's like a list a mile long. And then there's also the fact that I think they're not even certain Ed Gein actually killed anyone. I think there's like
what
one
a phony.
Oh well,
that was the thing is that he was like digging up bodies and but I'm pretty sure he like I think the
show was so bizarre. The show was very bizarre.
The show is bullshit, but
yeah, it was bizarre.
I think I think one of the few that he people know he killed. I think he killed his brother, and I don't know. But yeah, the mom stuff also comes from Ed Gein. Like Ed Gein's mother was a psycho.
Yeah.
So.
All right, but I didn't know if that would be that easy just to sew a body up the way he did.
He's a pro.
Yeah, sawdust.
He's
her out.
Hitched it right up. But now we find out what he talks about, like his wife getting pregnant. Like this is where when he's talking to Fran and Fran's like trying to scare him, and he says like she deserves to die. And this is where I thought, because where we're at in the movie, it's probably like maybe an hour 10, so there's not too much left. But if this wanted to have another twist, remember he said like, and she says it too, like this doesn't, because of what you did, doesn't mean it's going to go to her child. What if this was like a sick experiment? Like she bangs a psycho, gets pregnant, because she does trick him into
because they want to raise another Norman.
No, she wants to show that it's not a gene that travels.
Oh, I thought you look at experiment like they want the gene to travel so they can raise another Norman.
Oh no, I was hoping she was like, be like, hey, this isn't what happens. Like this isn't 100% that's a gene.
Kind of what she's doing.
That is what she's doing. I like my way better. I think that she's psycho and that she wants to raise a Norman.
But for her to lie to him, how old is he at this point too? In age-wise, right?
Yeah, he's old.
And she knows him.
She's older
she knows
too.
His past.
Yeah.
Like she can't think that this is going to go over well when he finds out.
This is grounds for divorce.
Oh, divorce? I think it's clearly is grounds for murder. So, but I mean, like, he doesn't seem like he asked for much, and this is the only thing he asked her.
Yeah.
I don't want to have children. Yep. And that's the one thing you're gonna sneak in.
That's very serious.
That's what's so crazy. Like, and it's like, yeah, like he shouldn't kill her, but also like I don't feel bad for her. Like I don't want, he shouldn't kill her, but also why should I feel?
But
sympathy?
In horror movie terms, you don't feel bad.
Well, in horror movie terms, I have sympathy. In real life terms, I have no sympathy because, like, you tricked him.
Yeah.
You're married. You had an agreement that you weren't going to have kids. You're 55 years old. You shouldn't be having kids anyway.
Yeah.
You're
going to be dead by the time they're in high school.
Yeah, that's why I said like her relationship with him, even again, the nun, to me, he seemed so much more sympathetic with her than this one. He's like, I almost feel like he's just using her. He's using her as a cover.
Yeah. Dude, the next scene's wild, dude. When she's sleeping with Chet, and that house is huge, and it's so loud that he seems like it's like startling him in the kitchen when he's making his. I love when he puts like a dash of the strychnine, and it almost is like Dumb and Dumber a little bit, and then he was like blah 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 blah. Let me mix the whole thing in, mixes it up, and the mom again, she's bullying him from this point on, even though she did prior to Chet. She says, "Go check on that boy because I'm so thirsty, I can't swallow." And Chet says, "We can't have that, can we?" I'm like, what?
Well, this is what puts him over the edge. He wasn't doing anything until he came down. Like.
He was looking for the sugar maybe at first. Then he mixes in that strychnine. But dude, how about Chet? What's the first thing you do when you're thirsty and you get something? You drink it, right? Chet gargles it like mouthwash. I'm like, that's so gross. Even though it's the same thing as you just drinking something, just the gargling and like, yeah, disgusting.
Unbelievable. But
and then he turned on the radio. It would have been great if it was like a little like, "This is KTK, LA, our first year, talk of the town." And he cranks the radio up, and then that's when she starts drinking. Dude, how about her scene? Her dancing with the iced tea.
Oh, my.
Pouring it on herself. Oh, yeah, she puts it on her cheek.
Why was she like... Again, I know she's
she was
crazy,
on mushrooms or acid. She was on something.
I would say there's something like this beyond crazy. Like
crazy. They've been drinking.
I think
no air conditioning in that house.
Definitely on drugs.
Oh,
I mean, it has to be. That scene
is
a complete drug scene.
Yeah, it is. That is true. That's something you do when you're on mushrooms. You're like, iced tea, normal. Hey, maybe I'll have it through osmosis and pour it in your head. So, dude, then Chet falls out of the... Dude, you hear the banging in the bathroom. She's like, what's wrong? He starts vomiting. And, dude, another well-done scene. Like, the people almost... and then coming back. It was just a really cool...
Yeah, but I think they overdid it in this scene because I think they come back like 2 or 3 times. They come back like 3 times. I mean, it's like I think they were really pushing it too much. I don't know. Got a little. To me,
Norman could have just moved. Norman could have just moved out. You know, he could have been. I'm done with it. I'm going to live in the office. The office was nice, right? It was a cool little hangout. He could have had his own space. No, he's stuck by where he had to hear this. Just his mom getting. But he put an end on it. So I guess I wrote the poison must have been past the expiration date. Because Chet keeps getting more energy. He keeps coming back.
Oh, I mean, I got to assume when you have poison like that and the way he was acting, you're not standing up. Like, you know, you're still like, and the way the fact that by the stairs, like made, like he still had strength in him, which made no sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think they really pushed it too much.
He's a strong boy.
Now they're both dead. We cut back to Norman's house and the rocking chair shaking. And that's the end of the Fran Ambrose show. Because remember, she wants to go like out off the air and stay on the phone with him. And this is when he calls her like really weird, like red flag McGee. You'd think like, hey, this is kind of serious. What's going on right now? And she's like, oh, try to get home quicker. She's like, trying to get home quicker. He's like, no. Meet me at my mom's house. Weird.
Yeah.
And she's like, why would we do that? Oh, it's my birthday. I want to do that for my birthday. I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Insane.
No. And again, they never contacted the cops. After now they know they know now known that it was him for a while. Nothing, like no concern whatsoever.
Nope.
It's all about the ratings.
Ratings, baby. And then I love when she gets freaked out. And again, she's already probably nervous about what's going on because she's kind of like onto him at first, and she's like, okay. Then she gets to the hotel and he pops out the umbrella, and she's like, it's just me and my umbrella. And I'm like, oh my God, hey, look who's on the podcast. Mrs. Bates.
All right.
Norma.
Normie. That's Normie. You just meant Normie.
I like it. But then I'm like, dude, the fact that she takes so long to run too, this whole scene, like in the house.
She makes him close his eyes first, right? Because doesn't he have like the knife in his hand at this point?
Not yet. This is when he's kind of. She's already. Wait, is he already chasing her at this point, or she catches him looking under the floorboard? Because remember, he goes in the closet, opens the floorboard, finds
takes the knife out.
Right?
He takes the knife out.
Yeah,
and he has the knife with her, but then like she's like talking to him, like calming him down, and like you see him close his eyes, and he's like, you think like all right, maybe she's gonna get through to him, and then she runs. And that's when he goes, and then he yells after her. Like
he says the line, all that faith and no potatoes. And then that's when he gets the knife. And then when he finally gets to her in the basement is when he sees his own reflection. And then he's like, oh shit, this is me doing this crazy stuff. This isn't my mom. So how about we figure this out?
You know what? I thought that was pretty cool though. For him to see himself as like, you know, like the crazy, because like you said, sometimes he doesn't realize he does the kills, you know, in the past.
Yep.
So for him to see that, I think that also opened his eyes, because this is now where he starts seeing a bunch of flashback of all the people he killed.
Oh,
like the ghosts
dude,
of
that was, dude, when he started burning the house down, I'm like, it's kind of dumb the way he's doing it. Like, I know this is going to end up really bad.
That's like, it's like painting yourself in a corner, the way he was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was cool, dude. Seeing all the people grab him.
I don't love the burning of the house. The ghost-like memories kind of thing is cool. I wish it would have been a different ending altogether. But
if he died,
I think if you're really burning the house down, he should have just died in it.
Yeah. Well, I think you know, again, obviously the burning of the house is just showing you this is the final chapter, right? This is you know, no more house. You can't have Norman Bates without the house.
Yeah.
You know.
Although I guess they're going for a happy ending for Norman.
They shouldn't have, because there's no way he has any happy ending whatsoever. I mean, it's one little trigger and he's gonna kill. So like 100% he should have died in that fire.
Is this one of the rare horror movies that I know there's death scenes in this movie, but there's no like present death scenes? Like nothing's happening in the time that the movie is really set in. Like everything's flashback kills. I'm sure that's been done before, but it was funny. Like at the end of the movie when we get to the end and the fire department leaves before they do. I love that. The fire guy was like, "Oh, see ya," and the truck's going off. They're not even leaving yet. I'm like, okay, there's no tape around the place. Like you guys were done before, the people even could get out of the house.
And aren't they even questioning again? Oh, we got another emergency at the bases. I mean, like,
investigation about a fire. Right?
How many emergencies or cop cars have they been there throughout the years? I'm like, oh, another one. It's probably not Norman, I'm sure. So yeah.
Yeah, right. God, but but everybody in the ghosts are really cool. And I do love when you saw his taxidermy. It was kind of sad, but you saw all of his stuff get burnt up in the house too. And seeing I don't know which one that Mick had in his office, if it was the mom in the bed or the mom in the chair. The mom in the chair rocking.
I think he's in the basement. I think he said he has the mom in the chair one.
Oh, that's what it was? Okay.
I think so.
But dude, when you're at that point, you're like, dude, like, I'm thinking he's dead in the basement. I thought he was going to get held down and died. Like that would have been a cool ending. Like he finally faced the music in a way.
Well, I think him staying, you know what? He probably should have sat in a chair and just waited to burn up.
Ooh.
Like that to me would have been
crazy.
That to me was like, I'm putting an end to this. Cause I feel like if, he obviously, he died of AIDS 2 years, like I think a year or 2 years later, but if he didn't die, they would have made another one about his son, without a doubt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think, I think they should have, and he probably knew that he was probably not going to make another one at this point. So maybe that's why he definitely should have died in there. I think it would have been a much better ending.
Yeah. And the final lines of the movie were the mom, right? The mom from the basement. "Let me out of here, Norman. Let me out." And the basement doors close. But one thing, that was Psycho 4. One thing I wish happened in this movie, I know they had radio chats. I kind of wish somehow CCH found them. Like somehow she got the clues to figure out where Norman would go in and go there. Because that's one thing. Oh yeah, we didn't really get in that too much. I alluded to earlier. But was that crazy, you guys, that it was that close in the town? Like when it said meet at my mother's house, I was mind blown. I was like, shit, I think they're in Arizona or somewhere not in California. And boom, they're right at the house within minutes.
Yeah. Again, I don't think I can't see Norman leaving too far from the house, because it's not.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if he lived in a whole different house in Texas and it wouldn't match. I'm going to add to my ending. He should have put the wig and the dress on and sat in a chair and died in a fire.
Oh, cool. That would have been cool.
That would have been to me.
You guys don't have any thoughts on the noise that you hear at the beginning of the credits?
No. What was that? Was that
credits hit? I think the music starts a little bit. Cut to black. You hear the baby crying.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God.
Maybe.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't even notice that.
It's like right at the beginning of the credits.
Dude, why?
And you're bringing this up now?
Well, I thought you would have watched it.
We didn't get
just
to
got
it yet.
To the end of the movie.
Damn.
No. You know what? Oh, yeah. You know what? Now I remember. Yeah, I remember now. Okay.
And then that sound cuts out, and then the credits keep going. But
without a doubt, it would have.
And that's where.
So I wonder if that's written. Is that a written script somewhere? That's
it has
cool to find.
Cut. Cue baby crying.
See, that would have been stupid, though. I think.
But that's the thing is what's
Baby Psycho. Like look who's talking. Look who's killing.
They kind of did it with Dexter.
I feel like the crying in itself leaves it open to interpretation as to, is it a happy ending for Norman? Does he get to have the normal life, or should we be worried? And I like that it's both.
Yeah, the norm.
So you like that better than him dying?
I think I do. Because while I don't love the burning of the house, I get why. It's to be like, okay, we're ending this, but and part of me tugs on like, okay, if the house is burning down, I kind of wish he just died in the fire. But then the baby angle brings a whole separate thing to it. Like, I guess if there was no baby talk at all, he should have died in the house. with the idea of like, oh, she's pregnant. It now leaves it open. There's a baby. It could be a happy ending, or it could be
right.
Something he goes off the deep end again, or
right.
Or the baby does grow up to be,
and he lives a normal life,
a psycho as well.
So let me ask you this then: with the house being burned down, does he still run the motel?
Ooh.
Well, they said that the house and the motel were like condemned. Like they're.
Chris, you know, I mean, really, the motel
line is like they're waiting for the wrecking ball or wrecking crew or whatever.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be like there's like it's a condemned building. There's no rehabilitating the building. So now what could happen is that they level everything and just build a new one.
Right. Okay.
Norman Bates Motel.
The Bates 6? Memorial Motel.
Yeah, right.
Normies.
Oh, man. Normies. Speaking of normies, horror sequel expert Egan, would you recommend somebody to watch Psycho 4?
I think yes. It's one of those things I was thinking about. So there's not a lot of sequels that come behind movies that are bona fide like masterpieces. You have a few. You've got Psycho and its sequels. You've got things like Jaws and its sequels. Each have different levels of quality in the movies that came after. But there's not a lot of series like this when you think about it. So growing up, I've always been a huge fan of the original movie. I think I saw it when I was like 8 the first time, 8 or 9. And the sequels I watched pretty close after that. Maybe I was like in middle school when I first saw them. So it's the kind of series where I would kind of watch them back to back every time I would revisit them every few years. So I used to watch this one a lot more often. And in the last few years, or the last probably couple decades, I haven't watched it as often. I'll watch the first one over and over again. I revisit 2 the most out of the sequels, and I'll revisit 3. But yeah, I would recommend this to people that like the franchise for sure. If you've hung in for 3, you might as well hang in for this one. I think it has some really good directing from Mick, of course. I love the guy. I'm a huge fan. The quality of his stuff does vary quite a bit, and I don't think it's not always on his shoulders. It's the projects that he's been attached to, I think, a lot of times. I think this is maybe more in the middle for him, middle bottom. But I think it's still pretty solid, and it definitely shows his talents for sure. Like we were talking about, some of the shots in this are fantastic. Like the dolly shot in the radio studio, I think is great. So I'm definitely a fan for what it is. It doesn't hold up in the same way that the original one does, obviously, or the other 2 sequels. But I'm a fan, so I would say yes with some caveats.
Yes, with some caveats. Jamie?
So you literally said something that I was going to say is, this is a short franchise, right? So, it's not like we have, 10 Friday the 13th and, you could skip, 5 or whatever, this one, because it is short and, like you stuck out at the other 3, it does have closure. So I think I think it's the weakest one of the 4 of them.
Yeah.
But you already watched the other 3, you might as well watch it. If there were like 8 Psychos, this might have been one that you could skip. But because it's only 4, you have to watch it, I think. If you're a fan, and again, it does give you closure. And like I said, I think that Olivia was so over the top, so crazy that it's just watching her performance is worth it. But yeah, just because it's only 4 of them. So yeah.
Oh, and actually, and being that I brought up Jaws, which is another 4 movie run.
Oh, it's only 4?
Yeah,
the weirder of the 4.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, Jaws is my favorite movie. 2, I think is solid. 3 and 4 are garbage for different reasons. Yeah. Like, I don't return to those.
I haven't seen them in so long.
There's I would watch Psycho 3 and 4 100 times over before going back to Jaws.
Wait, is 4 with Michael Caine?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's the revenge one when Jaws has a vendetta?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he travels to the Bahamas from Cape Cod.
What did we do? 2 or 3? We did 2, right?
2.
Just 3. Oh no, we did 2. I'm sorry.
2. Yeah.
Okay, so we haven't done 3 or 4.
Joe Alves directed 3. We were gonna do 3, but we were like, let's go with 2. We made the right choice for that one. But
3's Dennis Quaid in the SeaWorld.
Yeah. But no, I would definitely recommend this movie because honestly, I never saw the second one until we covered it 2 years ago. And it's one of my favorite sequels of all time.
Yep.
3 obviously not as cool because they kind of rewrote the ending of 2. But this movie's fun, dude. I think it looks good. I think sometimes with movies, they can just have the people that not like say like cheese it up, but this movie has some really good acting, really going for it, and it looks really good. And John Landis is really awesome in it for his like 3 or 4 lines. So heck yeah, I would definitely recommend checking this movie out. I think it's worth it. Yeah. So thank you, Egan. Next up, we're going with, I don't think Jamie even knew, but this is going to be a Christmas in, when this comes out, it might be March, right? Yeah. Christmas in March. Detective Knight Redemption. It has Bruce Willis, Lachlan Monroe, who I love. It's about Detective James Knight, which obviously is Bruce Willis, is in the middle of an escape led by the Christmas terrorist. How can you beat that? And for it, I talked to the director, Edward Drake. He was he was very interesting because sometimes we talk to people from all different facets of the film and TV industry, and just his trajectory was very interesting, going from like music videos, and then he booms into writing and directing these Bruce Willis, like kind of like straight to Tubi, straight on to online movies, but really awesome. He was from Australia, had some real fun stories from his life, and even shared some hardships, like living in a car for a lot of years, doing these really cheap music videos, and he wasn't making a ton of money, but it worked out for him. He was working at
and you know what? This is Bruce Willis's 3rd to last movie he made.
Man, yeah, he did like 5 movies in a row with him.
Well, this is the 3rd to last. We're doing Redemption, and so that's the 3rd to last movie. The year after, he did Detective Knight Independence, and then in 2023, the same year, his last movie is called Assassin.
Oh wow, okay.
So
yeah, so check out. So I'll make sure to put Edward's IMDb in the episode notes, and we'll talk about it. Obviously, here is creds next week. But man, Guns Up, cool movie he did with Kevin James and Christina Ricci, which is 2 people from our childhoods. You got freaking Wednesday Addams, and I can't remember. Oh, Doug from what was the name of that show? King of Queens. But yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. So don't forget to review, rate, share our podcast. Follow us on all social media at Sequels Only. Don't forget to check out our website, sequelsonly.com. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.